It's your old mate Daryl and Toby. Yeah, it's a miserable, sullen day here in Withernsea. It's not raining at the moment, but it has been raining most of the day. It rained this morning when we were out and it was quite cold. At least it isn't cold at the moment, or at least I'm not cold. Toby's alright. He was a bit reluctant to come out. He doesn't like the wet. But he's alright now. Anyway, here we go. Toby, people want to say hi to you. There we go, there he is, little man. Hi Crazy, how are you? There's Toby, there he is. God, look at that sky. Miserable isn't the word for it. It's awful. At least it's not freezing. At least it's not slippery. So that's something to be grateful for. I've just remembered. What haven't I done? Oh, I have. I was say I've not got my microphone in, but I have. Ha! I put it in the house. Oh, I get this every night you going dogging. Right, I'm taking Toby for a walk. That's it. Oh well. Did you have a good tea last night, Crazy? Because you had to knock off your, well, you had to knock off your food, didn't you? Was it any good? I Route 99, I Jordan. Hi from me and Toby. What did you have? Our friends there, the Peugeot, it still hasn't moved. You was out, ooh. What, out of the hospital itself? Wow. Hi Deborah. Oh, brilliant. Where did you go? What did you do? Yeah, he is a lovely, lovely boy. Yeah. Oh, that's great. So you got yourself some fags at least and something nice to eat. Oh, that can't be bad. So what happens now? Hang on, Toby. I have to come round. He doesn't like walking through the wet and where there's mud. So he comes through and I've got to get, I have to make my way through as well, through the mud. Well, that sounds really great, Crazy. You got yourself a curry. Wow. I love curry meat. That sounds absolutely fantastic. What curry did you get? All right, she was asking you about a girl you know. All right. Look, you never know. There might be something there, mightn't there? Don't want to build your hopes up, but who knows? Stranger things happen, don't they, in life? Might be jealousy. Could be at that. Could be she's interested. It could be she's just making conversation. You don't know. You'll just have to play that by ear. Here we go. NJ09ZWD. Our Peugeot. Hi Dave, how are you? Well, they may very well be crazy. They may up all your 18 months. That's all I say. Maybe she's not at work and, you know. Right. Or anything. That's what anybody catches, isn't it?
Got me down. Time to catch the cod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a few, like.
Huh?
Got a few cod, like.
Yeah. But like you say, you just got to be there at the right time, haven't you? Yeah, best of luck, mate. See ya. I'm cutting out, am I? Oh, I don't. That could be the weather. Yep. The 106. Yep, it's definitely there. Yeah, remember, Deborah, I'm at the back of. We're not in the sticks. We're beyond the sticks. We are at the back of beyond. So sometimes it does tend to lag a bit, then it comes back. Come on, Tobes. Young lass fair running. There he is, there's Toblerone. Come on. He wants to go down on the beach. I know what he wants. But it isn't going to happen. The tide's in. There he goes. We'll get off this grass. We'll go to the post. And then we'll see what treats I've got in my pocket. So just another few steps and then we'll give him a treat. What phone am I using, WTV? It's an Oppo. Oppo Find something, I don't know. Always heard treats in my pocket. Ooh, what have I got here? It's quite an old phone as well. I think I've had it, oh no, 2025. I think I've had it about 3 years, something like that. Maybe, I think maybe longer years. Yeah. Bloody hell, I didn't know that. It'll be the connection, to be honest. The Wi-Fi here is either really good or it's really bad. Sometimes I can come out and it's absolutely banging, and other times, come on, there's a lot of lagging. Come on. We're not going down there, no, we're going to walk along here. There we go. Yeah, it's certainly a sullen day. The tide's not going mad like it were yesterday. Yeah, I like this phone. When it does eventually die on me, I'll go out and get another one. You know, whatever the uprated version of it is, I'll just buy it on Amazon or something, unlocked, and then put my SIM card in it. Well, it's lovely, isn't it? Well, we won't be getting any beautiful sunsets tonight, I don't think. Hi Vinny, how are you? Oh yeah, we're well wrapped up and warm. So I got a coat on, my hat, my gloves, jumper. Toby's got his eye vis on. And to be honest, it's not that cold. When I took him out earlier on, it was absolutely freezing. But right now, no, it's all right. It's not exactly the Bahamas, but it isn't cold. There he goes. No, Nicola's fine. Again, I think she was in work today. She'll be having her days off midweek. The old Duchess is fine. When I left her, she was watching television. God knows what she was watching. But she was just fine. Hiya. I look like Michael Caine. I wish I had his money. It is horrible, Caroline. It really is. It's a nasty day today. But I am wrapped up. Hat on, look. Gloves. Jumper. On my coat. And this coat's quilted. A real nice coat. Toby's got his jacket on. So yeah, we're pretty much all right. We've got another fisherman down there, one over there, some down there, because somebody was asking me about fishing the other day. Right, let's see if we can Come on, Tobes, we're going this way. I think we got some fishermen further down here as well. You're freezing, are you, Caroline? Well, it's always... Oh, it's always cold in Scotland though, Caroline. I know, I was thinking that crazy, I was just thinking that to myself. I tell Rhonda higher from Toby and me. From a wet, windless Withernsea. See another fisherman there. And a couple of the one over there. It's not my thing, isn't fishing, but fair play to them. They enjoy it. One here. So we got quite a few fishermen out today. I don't particularly see the sense in it, but there's nothing wrong with it. Look at that sky. Now I don't know if it's full of rain or it's full of snow. It's certainly full of something, isn't it? Well, yeah. I'm doing a lot of reading lately about the North of England. God. Come on, lads, let's settle down and let's have a cup of tea, eh? Or a coffee or something. Or a pint of Liffey. Well, the sea's not really that wild, to be honest, Caroline, at the moment. Yeah, it's pretty serene. When it's wild, it blows right over this wall, the sea wall. Where's this, please? All right, Bob, we're in Withernsea on the East Yorkshire coast, and we're about 20 miles east of Hull. Yeah, it is bad. It's probably bad tonight, Caroline. Hi, Bob. Now we've got 12 people following us. Just like to welcome everybody who's arrived. It's a cold, wet, windy, or windless Withernsea, I should say. We're about 20 miles east of Hull. On the Yorkshire coast, what you're looking at now is the North Sea. If you enjoy the video, please comment, share, like and subscribe. I've got lots and lots of stuff on my channel and I'm always adding new stuff. I'm working on a project about the Hessel Road in Hull, which was home to the majority of those who worked on the Hull docks and on the Hull trawler fleet. So that'll be going online soon, but I've not finished it yet. But I've got lots and lots of other things on there which are worth looking at. Oh dear, that sounds amazing. The important one, the very important cat has arrived. Yeah. Well, I'm retired. If I just sat back and did nothing and watched television, God knows what had happened to me. I like to do things. I like walking. I'm learning how to make film footage. I'm also a member of something called the National Coast Watch Institution. Where the eyes along the coast. So I'm quite busy really. Some more fishermen down here. You love the dark nights, do you, Caroline? I don't. From Monday, I'm going to start at 3:30 rather than 3:45. I'm going to go back another quarter of an hour. So I'm going to start at so I'm going to go at 3:30 for the next few weeks, see how that goes. We might end up at 3:15, but we'll have to see, won't we? But tomorrow it'll be the same time, 3:45, and then Monday 3:30. There we go, another fisherman, and there's one just over there. But it's possible we might even start at like 3 o'clock, or even earlier. But we'll see how things go. So there's quite a lot of fishermen here today, isn't there? Whether it's a competition or not, I don't really know. Yes, it is accessible, but you can't take your car, and because it's a place of scientific interest, Steve, you can't take your dog. You can take your dog so far up to Withernsea, and that's about it. Now, apparently, well, it happened several years ago. The sea broke through the spit. Now, you can still get across, but at high tide, you can't. So you've got to make sure you're across that weak part before the tide comes in. I'm going to walk the length of the Spurn one of these days. I've not got round to it yet, but it's something I want to do. I don't know. Coast Watch. What is Coast Watch, Caroline? National Coast Watch Institute, where the eyes along the coast. Basically, we assist the Coast Guard in daylight hours. We're looking along the coast for things like fishing boats in distress, people on the beach in distress, people on it in the summer, people on inflatables who are being washed out to sea. Like at Withernsea, where I'm based, we've got the Mappleton Sands. Now, a number of things there. You've got buried ordnance from when it was an RAF bombing station. The RAF used to practice around there. And the other thing is, cliff erosion, and you know the cliffs can erode, and you could be standing under them. And also the way the tide comes in, you can be left marooned because it comes in at the back of you. So what we do is we're watching out for all them hazards and dangers, and if we see anything, we tell the Coast Guard straight away, and then the Coast Guard will bring in, you know, whatever search and rescue he needs, be it the lifeboat, the helicopter, or whatever, you know. Dear God, that sounds awful, Vince. Steve, I don't know how to answer that. I know people who have done it, but the advice always is don't do it, because you've got quicksand and all sorts. I mean, if you really know what you're doing, then yeah, but if you don't, if you're not sure, then definitely not. Yeah, that's right, Caroline. There's usually 3 people on a watch. At my place at Withernsea, on my shift, my shift is is Monday morning from about 9:30 until 1 o'clock, and there's 2 other people. There's Tim and there's Caroline. And then what we do, we have like a little building, and we just take a position each. Someone's looking north, someone's looking south, and someone's looking straight ahead. We have radar, UHF and VHF radios, and you know, we can, if something happens, we can deal with it. We can tell the Coast Guard exactly where the problem is, where the incident is. No, I've not at the moment. No, I've only been a member of Coast Watch for about 3 weeks, something like that. It took a couple of months for them to decide whether they wanted me or not. You know, make sure I've not got a criminal record, make sure I'm trustworthy. You know, but by the time they'd vetted me. So I've only actually been training. I've been in twice training, and Monday will be my 3rd week training. No, that's the thing. What, from the Spurn? It'll take more than an hour to drive round, I think, because you're going to have to make your way through Hull to the Humber Bridge, go over the Humber Bridge to get to the other side of the Humber, and then it's about 20 miles to Cleethorpes. So you're looking about a 60-mile journey, and in that you've got to get through Hull as well, Steve. No, I wouldn't think of doing it, Caroline. I just wouldn't. Yeah. My eyesight's fine. No, it's quite interesting, in fact. The thing is, the chances of reporting anything to the Coast Guard are like approaching zero. But then you're going to get that occasion where things are going to happen and start unfolding in front of your eyes. And at that point, you've got to be able to tell the Coast Guard where it is, what the incident is, and what is happening. I mean, it all has to be documented. It's not enough just to say, well, I told the Coast Guard. You've got to actually write it down, what the problem was, what you did about it, what the Coast Guard said, because it's like a legal document. So everything has to be clearly stated. Yeah, no, I'm fine along here, Caroline. I won't get back before dark, but I'm pretty fine. You know, I'm on proper ground, so nothing bad's going to happen to me. When it gets a bit darker, if I need it, I'm going to. Sorry about that. I've got my torch, as you can see. So I'm pretty much okay. I know where I am. Oh dear. I'd be a bit worried if I didn't know where I was in the dark. But you know, I know exactly where I am and I know I'm safe. It's a bit darker than I'd like it to be, but fair dues. That sounds horrible, that, Caroline. But you don't know with dogs. You know, they are ingenious. The dog might have managed to get back. But that's the thing. This is where we come into it to give, you know, to plot where the person is. And we have instruments inside our building to help us to do that, to be able to say exactly where it is. So that's good. But as for your dog, I mean, hey, swine. But yeah, but as for your dog, it's possibly it got ashore somewhere else. Tell you a little story. When I was a young lad, I lived in Oldham in Lancashire, and I'm going back to like the early 1960s, and a lot of houses at that time had the old-fashioned brown toilets. You know, they weren't like the modern flush ones. You sat on them, did what you're doing, and then when you ran the sink to do your washing up or whatever, that cleared away the mess. It was connected, the drains were all connected to it. Now, we were at a friend's house, me and my sister, and the cat, somehow, what we used to do, when we were kids, we'd all sit on the toilet roof singing songs. That's what we used to do. And My sister had hold of this cat. She went to the toilet, and I don't know, she dropped the cat. And the cat ended up in the drain. And we couldn't do anything about it. We couldn't get the cat back. Then what did we see? Like 20 minutes later, we saw the cat running down the back, the same cat. It was covered in all sorts of stuff, but it ran like hell. It got away from us. Somehow it had got out. I don't know how, but it did. And that's what I'm saying, animals, they can do things that we would never imagine. It is, yeah, I know. Hi Fox Collie Terrier Rescue, how are you? Good to have you on board. I know it's not a nice story, Caroline, but that's what happened. And at the time, you're going back to about 1963, we were concerned about the cat, but we didn't think anything of the toilets because we all had them. And nobody thought anything of it. Foxy lady. Foxy lady, our Vince, is our resident chat-up artist. So there's some more fishermen down there. And over there, look. There's quite a lot out today. You're still a younger. I was born in 1954. It was a totally different world in them days. Our house, it had an outside toilet, and everybody we knew had an outside toilet. We didn't have hot water, just cold water. And there was a bloody great big huge gap under the door, under the back door. Snow used to come in when it was cold. We used to put all sorts of stuff there. This big bolster thing, coats, whatever we could. Try and keep the cold out. We'd have a coal fire in the living room, and that was your lot. At night time in the bedrooms, your windows, we'd all freeze up, and you'd have pretty patterns on the inside. But you didn't think anything of it. Oh, coal fire. They are lovely, but they are hard work lighting them. We had a coal fire out of choice as late as 1997, but it was damned hard work. You got to clean it before you light it, get rid of all your ash, set it up, loads of paper, wood, ashes, cinders, bit of coal, put a blower on it, light it. Oh, it's just hard work. But they would keep your house warm. And them old houses, they were kind of designed around the coal fire. So even though it was cold outside, you weren't cold inside. You didn't have to have the gas on full. I'm still sitting there shivering. Oh, wow, rural County Clare, and you're a hippie. Wow, Foxy Lady, that sounds good. Yeah, there's nothing like a coal fire to keep warm, nothing at all. It's just hard work. Well, look at that, look how dark it is now. In the space of about 25 minutes. Yeah, you go and get yourself some food, Caroline. It's always nice to talk to you. Take care. Have a nice evening. I mean, whatever you're going to do. You will do, Caroline. You will. Well, get some food and enjoy it. Come on, Tobes. I think we'll have that view for tonight. How many miles today, Dwayne? Hang on, let's have a look. I've cut down a lot from my 20 mile a day with it being winter. I've done 9 miles so far, so by the time I get home it'll be 10 mile. I mean, some days in the summer I was doing 18, 19, but it just isn't the weather for it. Dark mornings, early night, long nights. So I'm kind of on a care and maintenance program now until we get some late nights. I mean, I'll probably go back to the long walks. Well, it is Len, but when you think of it, in the summer, I think the most I ever got up to were 19 mile. 18 mile I regularly did. So 10 mile, it's a lot. It's a good walk. But in compare with what we're doing up to a couple of months, say 6-7 weeks ago, it's just a walk around the park, isn't it? Evening. That was a fisherman going home. Didn't answer when I said good evening to him, so probably not that happy. There's still plenty more out. Yes, that's right. From about April up to September, I was doing some really long walks. I think my shortest would have been about 12 and my longest 19. And I'd aim for somewhere between, I'd aim for about 15, 16 in a day. But my minimum was 12. I couldn't do less than 12 mile. But now I'm happy. Until about April, I'll be happy with 10 mile a day. My minimum's 8, and if I go up to 12, that's all well and good. So you could say 10 I'm alright with. Oh, somebody coming up on a bike, I think. We've got fishermen down there. I think we've got somebody up here on a bike or a scooter or something, I don't know. I think this is Toby's friends, I'm not sure. You alright? Hiya.
Not many people around tonight, is there?
There isn't. A lot of fishermen though.
Oh yeah, there will be. We'll get more and more as the year goes on.
Oh yeah.
As the winter goes on, I should say.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 2 jacks. I said to Toby, I think this is your friend. Oh, come on. See you later, mate. Yeah, it was one of Toby's friends. I just knew that was. And when you start, you can see the profile of people. Yes, at the moment, 10 mile a day, I'm happy with that. If I start putting weight, I'm not aiming to lose any more weight at the moment. Hello. Oh, hello. I'm not wanting to lose any weight right now, but I don't want to put any on. So if I start putting some weight on, then I'll have to find ways of taking it off. And if that means doing more walks, then I'll do more walks. But right now I'm pretty much alright where I am. There was a guy just down here as well, fishing. You get into December and you do get a lot of them. In December I won't let Toby go on the beach unless he's on his lead. Because it's always me worry and it's always me fear that he'll see some fish bait, he'll yaffle it and it's got a hook attached to it. I know a few people whose dogs have swallowed fish hooks. And I don't want, and one of them has actually ripped the stomach open, and I don't want that to happen to Toby. See how dark it is now. There's no light round here, so it's so dark. A bit of light in front of us. Well, 12 people following us, and I know I've got some new people. So I'd just like to say welcome. I hope you're enjoying this dark walk by the sea. If so, please like, comment, share and subscribe. I've got lots of good stuff on my channel Lots and lots of walks. Walks across the Humber Bridge. Walks from an 18th century village of Paul over to the medieval town of Hedden by the way of a huge chemical park. Walks around Hull Docks. So I've got lots of good things there which are well worth looking at. Yeah, that might make a good icon, mightn't it? Come on, Tobes. Let's have a look. Toby. Yeah, I might use that as my icon. See, the yacht club's closed. And it's a Saturday night. I'd have thought that would have been open. See, this is it when you live by the seaside. When the holiday makers go home, everybody else goes home. And the town just shuts down. It's not a bad thing. You get your town back. Come on, Toby. No, he knew there was a dog there. Yeah, so it's not a bad thing really, but it just can get really quiet as well. Well, in Britain, they've just had the COVID inquiry, which has gone on for 2 years, or 3 years, I think, and it has cost £200 million. That's right, £200 million. And what has it told us that we didn't already know? Nothing. It criticised the Prime Minister at the time, Boris Johnson. It criticised a guy called Dominic Cummings and a guy called Matt Hancock. But what did we actually learn from the experience? What did the inquiry learn? What recommendations have they come out with? What evidence has been produced? Nothing. It's been a £200 million merry-go-round. Sure, a lot of mistakes were made. Britain is the most heavily populated country in the whole of Europe. And we did have a high death toll. Hello. Let's try and get out of your way. They're lovely. I know we know them, but I know they're excitable as well. So we've had this massive inquiry. which has told us absolutely nothing. It's been used to scapegoat. I don't think any government would have done any better than the one we had. First of all, they say lockdown came too late. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Then they say we might not have needed a lockdown. Right. But then they go on about arguments in the cabinet. Right. There would be. Bad decision making. Yeah. Nobody has faced anything like this pandemic since 1917 when we had the flu. The Spanish flu epidemic. It was never going to be easy. They were going on about how badly people from ethnic minorities suffered. That's right, but we know that. They say due to poverty. They're not saying due to intergenerational extended families all living in the same household. Grandparents, parents, kids, even great-grandparents. And families, going home to Pakistan and coming back. Nobody spoke about anything like that. They didn't talk about the plight of cancer patients who couldn't be treated in hospital, who couldn't have the cancer diagnosed, or if they did get it diagnosed, couldn't get it treated because of all the attention going on COVID. Nobody spoke about students going home who hadn't been vaccinated, infecting mum, who in turn infected grandparents who she was looking after. Nobody spoke about people in homes where the NHS was discharging patients with COVID that they had caught in hospital. And then they go into an old folks home and infect all the other old people. Nobody was talking about any of that. Nobody spoke about the disgusting role played by the media. So consequently, very few, if any, lessons have been learned. Oh, where's one of our buses? There's so much they could have done with that, because so much needed to be learned. There's so many things we could have looked at, we could have examined if they'd have wanted to. But instead, it was politicised. For a while during COVID, Withernsea had the highest death rate per head of population than anywhere else in Yorkshire. Why? Because people were dumping the grandkids off while they could go and have a blast. And of course the kids are infected and they infect grandpa and grandma. Nothing was said about that. So he forked out £200 million on a totally useless inquiry that hasn't done anything to help anybody, where no lessons have been learned. Instead, it's been used to point fingers at politicians. knowing full well the politicians who are pointing their fingers and the bag carriers of those politicians could not have done anything different. See what time it is. We're at 4:45. .89 miles. So I'm just gonna be over 10 miles when I get home. So that's good. I were thinking of coming out when they put the Christmas lights on, but as Dave said, if I come out on that night, I'm going to get banned by YouTube because there'll be lots and lots of copyrighted music. But I will come out once, once it's been switched on, everybody and the music stopped. I'll come out and we'll have a tour and we'll look at what we've got. There you go, Saturday night in Withernsea. Come on, Tobes, we don't want you getting run over. There, Toby's shadow. Hiya. One of Toby's little friends, he actually knows that little dog. It's who I'm thinking of. Its mum's ill at the moment and family are looking after her. Well, guys, and here's me. Well, just like to thank everybody for coming tonight and for accompanying me on the walk, and we've had some really good conversations. It got dark really early, so don't forget, from Monday onwards we will be a quarter of an hour early, so I'll be coming out rather than 4:45. We'll be coming out at 3:30. Okay, and just want to thank everybody again for your likes, comments. Really encourage me, shares and subscribers. It's that what makes the thing, my channel really worthwhile, that interaction with people. So I shall see you again on the next one tomorrow night. It will be normal 4:45, but Monday be 3:30. So good night, everybody. Have a lovely night.